The story of Mark. The Gospel of Mark takes readers on a fast-moving journey through the life of Jesus Christ, revealing a Savior who not only teaches with authority but also transforms lives through his power, compassion, and sacrifice. Every miracle, every challenge, and every step toward the cross invites us to leave our old way of life behind and follow him with courage and wholehearted faith. Mark shows that true discipleship is more than simply believing, it is trusting Jesus enough to obey him, turning away from sin, loving others sacrificially, and serving with humility. As the story unfolds, we discover that following Christ is not always easy, but it leads to the greatest victory of all, a life transformed by his grace, strengthened by his presence, and filled with the hope of his eternal kingdom. The Gospel of Mark begins with action from the very first chapter. John the Baptist prepares the way for the coming Messiah, and Jesus is baptized before stepping into his public ministry. After spending 40 days in the wilderness, where he overcomes every temptation, Jesus begins announcing that God's kingdom has arrived. He calls ordinary fishermen to become his first disciples and starts changing lives wherever he goes. The sick are healed, demons flee at his command, a man with leprosy is made clean, and a paralyzed man not only walks again but also receives forgiveness for his sins. As crowds grow in amazement and hope, Jesus chooses 12 apostles to continue his mission. But while many rejoice at his miracles, others begin to oppose him, setting the stage for an unforgettable journey filled with faith, conflict, and the unfolding plan of God. As Jesus' ministry grows, every step reveals more of his power and purpose. Through unforgettable parables like the sower, the lamp, and the mustard seed, he uncovers the hidden truths of God's kingdom. He speaks to a raging storm, and the wind and waves obey him. He frees a man possessed by many demons, restores hope to a grieving father by raising his daughter to life, and heals a woman who had suffered for years with a single touch of faith. Jesus sends his disciples across the land to preach, heal, and drive out evil spirits. He miraculously feeds thousands with only a few loaves of bread, walks across the sea, and teaches that true purity comes from a changed heart, not outward appearances. He also welcomes those whom others overlooked, responding to the faith of a Gentile mother and bringing healing to many. With every miracle and every message, Jesus reveals that God's kingdom is breaking into the world, bringing hope, healing, and new life to all who believe. After another miraculous feeding of thousands, the journey takes a dramatic turn when Peter boldly declares that Jesus is the promised Messiah. But instead of speaking about earthly victory, Jesus reveals that he must suffer, die, and rise again. He then calls everyone who wants to follow him to deny themselves, take up their cross, and walk in his footsteps. Soon after, on a high mountain, Jesus is transformed before the eyes of his disciples. His face shines with heavenly glory, his clothes become dazzling white, and Moses and Elijah appear beside him, confirming that he is God's chosen son. As they descend the mountain, Jesus rescues a boy from a powerful evil spirit that even his disciples could not cast out, teaching them that true spiritual victory comes through deep faith, prayer, and dependence on God. He once again speaks of his coming death and resurrection, preparing his followers for the greatest act of love the world would ever witness. As Jesus draws closer to Jerusalem, his teachings become even more powerful. He tells his followers that true greatness is found in serving others, welcomes little children with love, and once again reveals that he is about to suffer, die, and rise again. Entering Jerusalem on a donkey, he is welcomed as the promised king, while crowds celebrate his arrival. Soon after, he confronts empty religion by cleansing the temple and warns through the withered fig tree that faith without fruit cannot stand. When religious leaders try to trap him with difficult questions, Jesus answers with perfect wisdom, leaving them speechless. He also praises a poor widow whose small offering reveals a heart of complete trust in God. As the time of his sacrifice approaches, Jesus is anointed at Bethany, preparing him for his burial. Before the final events unfold, he gives a powerful message about future trials, the coming judgment, and his glorious return, calling every believer to remain watchful, faithful, and ready until he comes again. As the story reaches its most emotional moment, Jesus shares his final Passover meal with his disciples, giving them a lasting reminder of his sacrifice. That same night, Judas betrays him, and Jesus prays with deep sorrow in the Garden of Gethsemane as he prepares to fulfill the Father's plan. He is arrested, falsely accused, mocked, beaten, and handed over to be crucified. On the journey to Golgotha, Simon of Cyrene is compelled to help carry the cross. Nailed to the cross under a darkened sky, Jesus willingly gives his life for the sins of the world. At the moment of his death, the temple curtain is torn from top to bottom, revealing that through his sacrifice, the way to God has been opened. Even a Roman centurion recognizes the truth, declaring that Jesus is truly the Son of God. Finally, Joseph of Arimathea lovingly places Jesus' body in a new tomb, bringing the darkest chapter of the story to a quiet and solemn close, while the greatest victory is about to begin. Just before sunrise on the third day, several women arrive at Jesus' tomb expecting to mourn, but instead they discover that the massive stone has been rolled away. An angel announces the incredible news: Jesus is alive. At first, fear and amazement leave them speechless, but the risen Lord soon appears to Mary Magdalene, then to 2 disciples on their journey, and later to the 11. Although he gently corrects their doubts, he fills them with courage and renewed faith. Before returning to heaven, Jesus gives his followers a life-changing mission: to take the good news to the whole world and invite everyone to believe in him. He promises to be with those who faithfully follow him. Finally, Jesus ascends into heaven, where he reigns in glory and continues to care for his people, while his disciples set out to spread the gospel to every nation.